This is the Misguided Meeples podcast.
I mean, I have seen him, like, pose on the horse naked. Not naked, with the tuck.
Which calendar are you buying?
With your hosts, Eric.
What do me and Japanese women have in common? Cold-skinned cabana boys. Little alcohol.
Familiar names and research.
And Natty.
Family-friendly content, without a doubt. Show me your tits. Put it in prisoner-visitor bums. It'd be a lot easier. Oh, I thought people kept chickens because they wanted eggs and kind of hated themselves.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. This is episode 22.
It's two.
It's 22. I'm not going to mess it up again. Episode 22 of the Misguided Meeples podcast, covering the bizarre and wacky news of this past week. This is the week of February 16th, 2019. We are carried on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, Podbean, and YouTube. We'd greatly appreciate a like, a share, or a subscribe. I beg you, please. And if you'd like to leave a review, I implore you to only post nice reviews. And if you don't, well, I might actually post this show this week.
That might be a little too mean. You may have crossed the line this time.
I'm a little late on the upload schedule right now. We're recording this before the other one comes out right now, and yeah.
Wow. So unlike most podcasts where they pre-record, we post-record.
Yeah, we're like a week back.
We're hipsters.
So
we got this trend going.
You won't be hearing this until like a week after, but you won't be knowing why we're a week after until a week after that. It's going to be really confusing.
This is becoming rather tangled, isn't it?
I don't know why I said that. All right.
It makes perfect sense if you don't think about it.
And I'm Eric.
I'm Natty.
And like we said, Misguided Meeples podcast. Let's just jump right into it. We got some great stories for you this week.
Indeed. Like we ever have bad stories.
We always got funny stories.
We do have funny stories.
We have sad stories from time to time.
From time to time.
Or stories that just make us sad in general.
That's more often than not, actually. Mm-hmm. If you're looking to restore your faith in humankind, do not listen to this podcast.
No. Definitely do not. Anyways, let's hop right into it.
We shall.
You got the story?
I'm building suspense.
Got a good segue for this?
Not at all.
Well,
actually, I kind of like yours.
What? The surprise? Starting off with the... What? What did I come up with?
I think it has to do with surfing and smurfing.
Yes. Okay. Sure. Surf.
You can't even do it again.
No, it was just so... You had to be there.
Failure on your part, not being there.
Yes.
But you could have been here. Also, so failed again. Germantown sees a smurf invasion as thousands gather to break world record. It's a little misleading because they all showed up there, together. It's not really an invasion. It's more of an occupation.
Germans are pretty...
They're good at occupying. Yeah, they're well versed in that. So this was just the other day, on the 16th, the world's largest meeting of smurfs have gathered in... Ooh, who are we going to offend this week? Lochrieden?
Lauschigen.
That. We're gonna go with Lauschriedigen. That sounds great.
Not even close.
Yes, that's at this point forward, that's what it is. So nearly 3,000 people, all covered entirely in blue paint, descended on the town of quote-unquote Lochrieden in Germany on Saturday near the border of Switzerland. There were strict rules because this is a world record, so there obviously must be parameters to fit within.
Right. Of course.
I haven't actually seen any level of rules before in any of the world records, but we're going to pretend like that's a thing. Wait, it's Germany. Of course, they've got their standards.
They got very strict standards.
Yes. So, number 1, in order to be counted, you could not show any non-blue skin.
0. You had to be completely blued up.
Completely blued up.
So, basically, you couldn't show any non-blue skin. You didn't have to be completely blue. I mean, you could if you wanted to, but
to really be in the spirit of the concept, you must.
Yeah, they just had like 55-gallon buckets that people just jumped in, blue paint.
Well, now that's how I'm picturing it.
They just jump in, jump out. They're completely covered. There you go.
It's like the German version of communal bathing in Japan. Just all jump in blue paint together.
Sure.
Hey, this has happened more than once. I can kind of claim that. All right, number 2. You could either dress as Papa Smurf, trademark red cap and white beard, classic. Smurfette, blonde hair, white skirt, or dress. I guess in some cases she didn't wear a... Okay, that's questionable. All right. Or just, a standard Smurf, but none of those auxiliary characters. You can't be Gargamel or anything along those lines.
Right, because he's not a Smurf.
He's not blue.
Duh.
Yeah.
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 So, pretty strict rules.
Very strict rules. So the official count was 2,762 Smurfs.
I have to ask, was there a world record for this stupid world record before this?
Yes, there was.
All right.
In 2009 in the United Kingdom, 2,510 people showed up as Smurfs.
Well then.
And this is all part of this, what has become like a festival. And this is the second attempt to break the record.
Oh, so the first one didn't even work. Like they made a record, couldn't break it, and then broke it this time.
Correct.
Wow.
Yes.
So they're really dedicated.
Although it has yet to be verified by the officials.
Ooh.
But they have like a roster.
Officials?
I'm not entirely sure.
Is it the people from like Ripley's, believe it or not? The people who had like the big record books when we were in like elementary school?
That's how I'm picturing it, yes.
Yeah.
I'm expecting it to be like a committee and they all come very stern. Be like, yes, okay.
Yes.
Nine.
9.
Yeah.
This is 9 of world record.
Yes. I mean 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nay. Yeah. 9.
And if you do find this article, you will see a random mention of the person with the largest collection of Smurf-themed memorabilia. Really not seeing the link there.
Yeah. Apparently from
It's gotta be
Wisconsin.
The US. It's the U.S. Of course, it's the U.S.
Of course, this is the United States, man. Yes.
People will get blue elsewhere, but they're not going to collect all that crap.
I know. Why?
I looked up a picture, too. It's about as depressing as you might think.
Picture's worth 1,000 words in that retrospect.
Yeah, I mean, she kind of reminds me of the subject of our third article tonight a little bit, which you will have the pleasure of finding out. But for now, it's foreshadowing.
Foreshadowing.
Very good, very good, very good.
But anyways, from the lighter side of breaking world records to the more surprising side, we're going to jump into a story from Texas earlier this week. This was carried all over the place and literally happened about an hour after we recorded last episode. So many questions, but here it is. They went to an abandoned home to smoke weed. Inside, they found a tiger. Inside, they found a tiger.
One of the best headlines I've ever heard.
So it's basically like a really trumped up version of the fucking Hangover, finding a tiger in the bathroom.
Oh, yeah, I guess it kind of is.
Yeah. It took a little convincing before the police believed the person who was reporting this strange discovery. Why go into an abandoned house to smoke weed? Like, why? Is it like Texas so strict about that? Like, if you do it in your own house?
I don't know. That's a good question, actually. I didn't think to look up the Texas marijuana policy.
Like, people gotta stop breaking into property to smoke weed. That's too much of a problem. People
Right.
gotta do that. You gotta loosen up on your weed laws, Texas.
I do have to give the kid credit, though. I mean, like, you went in to do something illegal and then called the cops to tell them you were doing something illegal.
That's true. But if you found a tiger, I feel like you can get a pass for that. Because instantaneously, it just brings the danger level up to like 11.
Well, yes, I suppose that's true. It also makes the believability level pretty low.
Yes. So they entered the abandoned Houston home to smoke pot and found a tiger. Basically, the guy thought he was high when he first found the tiger. But after a little bit, he realized, oh crap, I'm not tripping.
There's a straight up tiger.
There is a tiger here. And so police were also very skeptical of the man. But once they arrived on the scene, they found the caged tiger in this home's garage.
Then they wondered if they were high.
It's like, holy shit, what the fuck were they smoking? The home had been abandoned for some time, but several packages of meat were found with the animal. So that's weird. Like, you're like hiding. So maybe like the person who stored the tiger there like didn't necessarily have ties to the home, but
At first I thought it might be one of those like large cat pet owners who kind of do it pseudo illegally and like it's a bad idea and always ends up being on Animal Planet with them getting like gouged in the head. But I thought about it and I'm really thinking it might be a trafficking thing.
yeah, maybe they're using the home to like traffic this animal because they clearly they're taking care of it. There's meat there.
Oh yeah, and if you see a picture of it, the tiger looks well fed.
Yeah, although I saw somewhere in this article that like it was a very flimsy cage and they were also very scared of that part of it too. It was held together with like very flimsy materials.
Just duct tape.
It was so bad.
It's duct tape and chicken wire.
But the officers tranquilized the large cat, pulled it out using a wrecker and transferred it to an animal shelter. So yay.
With two other tigers.
Yep. So he's in an animal sanctuary now, about 200 miles north of Houston, and he is, at least for now, going to be one of 3 tigers and one of roughly 800 other rescued animals at the Cleveland Armory Black Beauty Ranch in the Texas community of Murchison.
Oh boy, we're in a roll tonight.
Murchison. Feel like I have to say that with a southern accent.
Murchison.
Murchison Miracle.
Yes. So people of Texas, now you know. There are 3 tigers in your state. Be afraid.
Be very afraid. I mean, there's probably 3 tigers in this state.
Yeah, but they're not in zoos. This is Rhode Island. It's a mess out here.
The case is still currently under investigation, and it's unclear if the tiger's owner will face any charges. So it looks like they might have found an owner, but they didn't say it here. If they
How
did
do
or
you
not.
find an owner when it's being locked up in some abandoned house? Like, I'm not getting... Did they stake it out for the person to come back to feed the tiger or something? I mean,
Probably.
Yeah, that's kind of a mundane answer, isn't it?
Yeah. They probably were just like, all right, we're going to stay here and stake out this abandoned house till someone comes by and tries to feed the tiger.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
probably
Or they
what
found the
they
Craigslist ad, whatever,
Yeah. Looking for tiger.
Have tiger looking to sell.
Because reasons.
Parentheses, no, you're not high. This is a real listing.
This is... But yeah, that's quite surprising. I just don't... Why do people do that? Like, they always people keep these stupidly dangerous animals around, and it's like they're clearly wild. I get that, like, at some point in history we made some dogs and some cats friendly, but
I
nothing
mean-
that could fucking kill you.
And frankly, that didn't work out for you. I mean, once was a wolf, now he's a pug in a bunny costume. Like, really, they should have stayed in the woods.
Yeah.
It would have been better off.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, who really wants to risk their life that hard? Like, it just makes it... Like, the one that really bugs me is the one that you always hear about in, like, Florida, where it's, like, the anacondas or, like, the big constrictors. Yeah. It's like, why? Why would you keep an animal that clearly cannot tell you from friend and food?
Yeah. I don't think you can really develop a rapport with a anaconda.
And the thing that can, like, kill you very easily.
Yeah.
Like, it's...
Oh, yeah.
Why? Why would you do this?
It could even kill you in multiple ways. It's not even limited to one route of killing you.
No. Yeah.
But, you know, it's along the lines of the people, like, there was this guy a while back, look it up, I know this is true, guy who had, I believe it was also a tiger in his studio New York apartment. I don't even know how that makes sense. Like, how do you fit a tiger in a studio? Like, a studio apartment here is pretty tiny. In New York, it's a shoebox.
Yeah. Why would you keep a tiger in such close proximity? Like, I'd be afraid to go to sleep. Like, I would be afraid to be even, like, in the room. Like,
with a cage tiger. Never mind one that's just roaming. It's terrifying.
Like, why? Man. I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me.
No.
It doesn't make any sense. Like, why?
It really doesn't make any sense.
Just Darwin Awards, man. Darwin Awards.
Unfortunately, this wouldn't fit under the guidelines of Darwin Awards, but it is very strange and equally as disturbing.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be our third topic of the night.
Good segue.
Yeah, it's brilliant, right? That might be my first successful segue.
Well, I mean, like, if something never happens, then she technically did take herself out of the gene pool with this decision. But
yeah, you know what? Actually, it might be for the best. All right. I'm pained even to read that. Okay. She is the love of my life. Woman 20 reveals she has married a zombie doll. And that she got when she was 13. And she detailed how she and the figurine even consummated the marriage.
I cannot wait to learn more.
The facepalm emoji does not do it justice.
And this comes from our little neck of the woods here in Rhode Island.
I know. The only solace I'm
boy.
taking is that she was a masshole. It's on you, Massachusetts.
Massachusetts importing all their fucking weirdos to Rhode Island.
You keep your freaks in check.
I'm gonna build a wall, a northern wall, to keep out you fucking Massachusetts assholes.
See, that's a wall I can use my tax dollars for. I am in favor of that wall. Until we need, like, anything.
And Rhode Island's pretty small. We can make that wall pretty cheaply.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's not the Texas border.
Yeah, we don't need Mexico to pay for it. We can handle that. It's not that big.
Yeah. We'll just use all our mob connections.
Yes, done. Easy. It'll get built. No one will end up paying for it. It'll be a whole thing.
It'll be beautiful.
It'll take 3 years. No, sorry, 3 times as long as it's supposed to take to get built. But it will be built.
It'll get built about 60 years from now. So, yeah that's pretty par for the course.
Right. So just in the next 60 years, we have to fend off all the doll-loving weirdos.
You know, there's
not a stick big enough.
It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough 60 years.
Oh, it's going to be rough. Because that means we're literally going to be like geriatric with the walking. Like, get out of my state. Get out of here, doll-loving freak. So this 20-year-old woman, oh God, this 20-year-old woman named Felicity Cadleck, let's go with Cadleck, has revealed that she tied the knot with the love of her life, Kelly Rossi, a zombie doll that she claims is 37 years old.
Yeah.
And this was on the 15th of September.
It does look like a small child.
Amazing that it took this long for the news to get out.
It did. It took a while, yeah. But this was reported on February 13th of this year.
Apparently so. And they beautifully summed up the article in 6 bullet points.
Beautiful. Let's go through.
Yes. All right. Number 1. Felicity Cadillac married her zombie doll Kelly Rossi on September 15th, 2018. That was redundant, but it's part of the flow.
Sure.
Sure. The ceremony, which took place in Tiverton, Rhode Island, who is now going to be seceded, cost her $500. Is your wedding going to cost $500?
No, I wish it cost $500.
Well, stop dating real girls and date a damn doll already.
That's right. Gotta date a zombie doll.
Yeah, that's the trick.
That's the thing I'm missing here.
Yeah, you're missing out. Well, I'm going to have to export you to Massachusetts, though. I'm just going to warn you now. Number 3. Her father bought the doll for her when she was 13 years old.
Is that a decision he regrets now?
I sure hope so. He's probably sitting there like, oh, I did not see this coming.
She had a zombie phase, and I just thought it'd be kind of cool to buy her the zombie doll thing.
I mean, like, how many people in the world have had, like, a favorite teddy bear growing up? And how many of them actually married the damn thing?
Oh, my God. Everyone married it.
Everyone. I've been missing out all this time. I could have been married to my stuffed Pikachu.
Not a bad choice.
Not the worst. I mean,
Not the worst, no.
At least he has a full mouth.
There you go.
Zombie. Number 4. Felicity's doll was purchased online at a creepy doll collection site. So that's a thing.
Yes.
Number 5 is really redundant. It just says she's from Massachusetts and the doll's 37.
They have matching wedding bands to show their
yeah.
commitment to the relationship. It's like the ghost lady who married the ghost.
It is.
It's like the ghost. He has a ghost ring, I swear.
And just like the ghost lady, somehow this girl's consummating their marriage.
Yes.
Especially considering this is a same-sex marriage. Now I'm actually very confused.
I mean, same-sex couples can consummate their marriage, Natty.
But not when it's a doll.
True.
At least if it was a male doll, there would be an appendage.
Well, I mean, you can't. How do you think women consummate their marriage?
By being alive. If you're going to consummate with an inanimate object.
Wait. Hold up. What? Wait, if it's an inanimate object, there has to be penetration in order to consummate the marriage?
Well, no.
But that's kind of what you're inferring.
What I'm inferring is that two live women can take actions to consummate a marriage if the other person... God, I'm using the word person. In the scenario is an inanimate object. What can you do to consummate without any form of appendage? This is not an issue with same-sex marriage. This is an issue with doll marriage.
Wait, I'm really confused. How do you think same-sex couples consummate? Like, they don't need something in the middle in order to
No, of course not.
The why? What? I'm so confused.
Because there are actions that can be taken that result in something.
Okay, you're being way too vague. This is a explicit podcast. I'm being way too...
Fine. They engage in homosexual activity.
Yes.
Even without penetration, they can perform acts on one another that consists of an orgasm or whatever.
Yeah.
With a doll, it's kind of impossible to do that one way already. Like, there's no way you can make the doll have an orgasm. There's nothing you can do about that.
Sure.
To go the other way around, what can you do with a doll that has no appendage to get that end result? See, a live woman could take actions to produce that result, but a doll cannot.
Well, I mean, you could just
At least
straddle it and rub on it and shit.
Is that how it works?
Yeah. You don't need the appendage.
No, I'm just saying, in effect, the doll is a dildo if it has an appendage.
Yes. Correct. But
So the doll at least needs a strap on, is the point.
Maybe not. What?
What?
She can just rub against it like the clitoris exists.
Okay, yes, but that's like I go on a seesaw and move around too much and have an orgasm. Does that mean I consummated in my marriage with a seesaw?
I'd say it's close enough.
Well,
I mean,
I
I mean, if there's an orgasm involved and the only
seesaws
party
are whores.
seesaws are horse.
They are.
Just so many butts all the day, all the day.
All the day. And a lot of small children getting their testicles bashed too. That happens.
That
When
happens.
you have that one friend who's a dick and gets off when you're up at the high point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know who would do that, but
I don't
Yeah.
think rubbing up against an object counts as consummation.
I feel like if you have an orgasm, it counts as consummation.
Okay. Okay, so how can I put this?
I feel like there's ways you could get to that point with a doll
There are women
without an appendage
who
involved.
have orgasms while they're at the gynecologist. Does that mean they consummated with the gynecologist?
Sure.
That was very matter of fact, wasn't it? Okay, I stand corrected. Apparently, you can just like rub up against anything, and that's fine. When men, women, inanimate objects all just rub on each other, and it'll work out beautifully.
Well, I think the definition of consummating a marriage, I feel like it's just having sexual intercourse, right?
I mean, you know, I never really thought about it.
Right.
So, like, if you just
Like, if you went by the definition of, like, okay, intercourse, sexual intercourse, by that logic, same-sex couples cannot consummate a marriage because anything that's not vaginal is sodomy.
Well, yes,
technically,
but at the same
right?
time, would you consider it consummating a marriage if a heterosexual couple, the girl just jacked them off?
No.
That's not, right? But there is sexual gratification.
Right.
So,
Yeah, where's the... I feel like there's a line. I'm not sure where it is. I'm very confused. either you consummate
this was not covered in health class.
either you consummate with everything.
That means when you're like 13, you are literally consummating with just like everything.
And consummating with your hand a lot. Yeah.
It's been married for years.
Long time been married, man.
Being righty, been tight. Lefty's jealous.
Oh, man.
So if you know how this works, just get therapy or something. I mean, tell us, but then go get therapy. Unless this is your profession, consummatologist.
I just feel like there's a way. I don't.
No, see, feeling is exactly the problem.
I feel like there should be a way because I feel like if there's not a way, then it makes there's a lot of questions in consummating a marriage. Otherwise,
Yeah, I've become highly confused now about what consummation details exactly.
I'm gonna look it up.
Oh god, we're looking up consummation. This is what has this come to?
I'm gonna look up the Google declination. Spelt it wrong, but whatever. Okay. Wikipedia to the rescue here. This article is about consummation of marriages for other uses. See consummation. Disambiguation. I don't even know.
What the hell is that? Is that when you do get your bag together? What?
That's for another. Okay, married many traditions. often simply called consummation. The first is act of sexual intercourse between two people, either following their marriage to each other or after a prolonged romantic attraction.
What?
Prolonged, like, wait, you can consummate something with what?
So, like,
Consummation you can be really attracted to someone? What? I'm missing something.
so that's like you could have a long-term romantic attraction to David Hasselhoff, and then arbitrarily you have sex with him, and now it's consummated?
Your attraction's consummated, yeah.
How do you consummate an attraction? That's not a satisfactory answer.
I don't know. Definition of consummation usually refers to penile vaginal sexual penetration.
Oh, so so the act of consummating in and of itself is bigoted.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's terrible.
So technically she's wrong. She didn't consummate the marriage.
By the truest sense of the definition of consummation, based on Wikipedia, she
And-
consummated diddly shit.
Basically, yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Huh.
So you can't just like consummate something. Usually refers to, though, I mean, religious, cultural, or legal significance of consummation may arise from theories of marriage having the purpose of legally recognized descendants of their partners or providing sanctuary.
Oh my god, there's a picture of her dancing with. I didn't even see that.
It is pretty great.
Oh, that's... Wow, there's like nobody... That's kind of sad. There's like nobody there. Except
Wait.
for those dolls.
I'm wondering... Wow, I have so many questions now.
I mean, she's had so many dolls since she was 13. How many dolls has she consummated? Under that very vague definition of consummation. Yeah, actually, yeah. How does this work?
That's a good... Apparently people...
Oh, this is going to be good.
Okay.
Well, Dr. Eric,
I'm gonna read this really quick and
Yes.
wait to see if this is appropriate.
teach us, Dr. Eggy. What is it?
This comes from Catholic Answers forums,
Oh, that's going to be better.
and the question being raised here is how is same-sex marriage consummated?
Okay.
Seems like an interesting question on
Seems
Catholic
weird.
Answered forums.
Yeah, it
but-
seems like a weird thing that the Catholics are the ones answering this.
And this person's like, yo, how? And
Learn me.
and there's a long thread of people either saying never or people saying, are you fucking stupid?
Okay, so neither one of those is a satisfactory answer.
No.
One is someone, reminding this person that they're ignorant, and the other half are just saying you can't.
Right. I tend to go on the side of the consummation is
Any sexual act that
And
follows a...
not any sexual act, but like a meaningful sexual.
Okay, well, R. Kelly meant to piss on that girl. Does that count as consummation?
No, I think it has to be consensual on both ends in order that. I don't
Who's to
know.
say? I mean,
I think many people have come out and said that it might not be so consensual.
yeah, no, it tends not to be the case.
No, no, I would probably go with the whole meaningful. I don't know what meaningful means.
Especially if one of you is a doll. How is anything meaningful to a piece of plastic?
I don't know. I don't know. Don't know.
You know, we won't have to deal with this problem when we have a wall.
Yeah, I don't that. Once we build the wall between Rhode Island and Massachusetts, I don't have to answer any of these questions anymore. That's all I want to do. 60 years from now, I'll be good.
It'll be good. We'll have to answer any questions about consummation between dolls and people.
Gina Raimondo will have her 70th term in office, and we'll finally have our wall.
And I still won't know how same-sex consummation works. Because there's no clear answer on the internet.
Yeah.
And you know how it works. If you can't find the answers on the internet, you just give up.
It's fair.
Yeah.
Because people wouldn't lie on the internet.
No, come on.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Well, I mean, it'd be kind of weird to go to my local librarian and be like, I'm trying to find some answers.
I'm doing a research paper on consummation.
Yes.
Really interested in how same-sex couples consummate a marriage.
Now, let's say you were really attracted to your couch.
Right. You can have a meaningful sexual relationship with your couch. And one is there.
That wasn't backpedaling at all. No, it's fine.
Nope.
It's fine. It's fine.
Anyways.
Remind me not to sit on your couch.
If you'd like to join a conversation, email us at misguidedmeeplespodcast@gmail.com or tweet us at misguidedmeeple. Let us know how same-sex consummation works. I don't think we really know.
Yeah, we'll take an answer.
I tend to go with the whole meaningful thing, but then that leaves a lot of questions.
Yeah, just please don't write to us about how you have a meaningful relationship with a pool noodle. It's not really relevant. Well, it is relevant, but we don't want to know.
Sure, you consummated it.
Yeah.
Fine.
If that will get us you to stop telling us, that's fine. To call it consummation.
If you want to say you consummated it, you don't have to tell me about it. You can just I'll believe you.
Yes, we'll take your word for it. Honor system.
And with that, we close out this episode.
Yes.
Thank you all for joining us this week, and we'll talk to you all next week.
Bye.
The music in our intro is Retro Future Clean, and the outro music you hear now is called Breakdown.
Both tracks were done by Kevin MacLeod at incomtech.com. If you would like to get in contact with the show, our email address is misguidedmeeplespodcast@gmail.com.
On Twitter, we are at misguidedmeeple. Follow us for show news and links to all the crazy news stories we covered in this week's episode.
And maybe even some bonus ones we didn't cover.
Gotta follow us to find out.